After spending 2 days in Ronda, it was time to hit the road to Granada.
That was like for 2 hours.
So we're in Granada, and one of the challenges I've had in Spain is trying to find the best tapas. So I decided while we're here that we'd find an expert who knows a lot about the city and can tell us all about tapas and the Spanish culture. So there's Granada Tapas Tour, who I found on Twitter, and I'm here with Gail. And perhaps you can tell us a little bit about the culture here and kind of about the Granada Tapas Tour.
Okay, well, the tapas in Granada are obviously different. They come as a house offering, depending on which bar you go into. You have to try to avoid the bars that give you a small house offering. Okay. The one thing I do love about the city is that every bar you go to has something different. Some places have their standard, typical tapas. Other places will change at lunchtime, at nighttime, the next day, the next week. It's a bit of a mystery. It's a bit of excitement. You walk in and you really don't know what's
So you don't know what's going to come
No,
up with?
no, it's all kind of, it's very interesting. It makes for a real experience when you're wandering around. Okay, and the whole idea of this is to, as a visitor, to show you how to pick and choose the best places to go to. And to give you some newfound knowledge, which you can go off tonight and practice. You can take the little ones with you as well. It's always good to have them small tapa tasters on a tapa route, and to basically do it yourself. That's what I'd like you to feel, that you're comfortable. Once you come out on a tapa tour, you then go off and do it by yourself.
Awesome. All right, so follow along. Let's see where we eat.
Our first stop was at La Criolla, where we instantly fell in love with the Granada tapas scene. The presentation raised our expectations, but we weren't disappointed, especially with this smoking pork dish, and I mean literally smoking.
What's it called?
Tierra, aire, and mar, and it's a fashion tapa.
We knew we were off to a good start when our normally picky kids started eating.
We're looking for pomegranates because Granada means pomegranate in Spanish.
We were already starting to feel full by the time we reached our second stop, Taberna Granadas, where we tasted some amazing vermouth as well as our favorite dish of the day. Next, we took a short break as we explored Granada on foot. The kids were loving the streets with no cars and also made sure to stop at every fountain. For our third stop, we visited Casa Colón. By this time, the kids were enjoying the tour as much as we were.
Okay, take a picture. I'm ready.
We managed to find room for 2 more tapas each at Casa Colón. The bar also had a few craft beer options and some great Spanish wines.
So we just finished a 3-hour tapas tour with Gail. We are stuffed, to say the least. We had, you do? All right.
I ate sausage.
Oh, you ate sausage. Did you like the sausage? Yeah?
My favorite one was the one with the beans.
The beets?
No.
The beans.
No!
Oh.
The other little things.
The meat stuff?
Yeah, the little
Yeah,
meat
okay.
on
That was
it.
actually my favorite dish too. It was called Habitos con Jamon, and I'm butchering it. But it had these broad beans, right? Tiny broad beans with the little ham-like cured meats. That was my favorite dish. But it took us about 3 hours. The kids were quite good. We had some catastrophes and broken glasses along the way.
My favorite was the yellow rice too.
Oh, the semolina, yes.
With the sausage.
Yeah, the Adels, we had
And
about,
the sausage was inside that.
3 to 4 drinks, and
And
6
my-
tapas.
And my favorite was that juice.
The juice, okay. And the kids had juice and shared our meats along the way. Definitely a fun way to explore the city, especially when you don't have time to do it on your own and know where to go. I think doing a food tour is a great idea, and it's something we do in a lot of cities that we explore.
On day 2, we visited the famous Alhambra, but with no buses running on Easter Sunday, we managed to get in some extra exercise.
We're on our way up to the Alhambra. The buses aren't working because it's Easter Sunday. We're tired. How do you feel right now?
I'm
Okay.
When we finally made it to the top, we found hundreds of people visiting one of Spain's most famous destinations. We weren't lucky enough to have tickets to the internal section of the palace. Those tickets often sell out months in advance. We did get to spend a great afternoon wandering through the grounds and taking in the sights. I think the kids managed to find every fountain on site, but it was nice to relax a little before we headed back down the hill into town. On the way down, we were able to follow the crowds, and to our relief, we found a much shorter route.
So we spent 3 nights in Granada, and I will be very upfront and tell you that I did not fall in love with Granada the way I expected to, and that's okay because I cannot fall in love with every city we go to. But there were really some really charming things about Granada that we did like.
Yeah, first of all, we took a tapas tour. Granada is famous for tapas, and so taking the tour was a great idea because it gave us a chance to visit some of the better places in the city that serve some more, I guess you could call it more stylish versions of tapas than simply bread with meat on top or calamari or French fries as a lot of places do serve. So the tour was a great idea. You can get to try some craft beer while I was on the tour, and we get to experience the flavors of Spain in that way.
Yes, and just walking around the city, the Albaicin, and seeing a lot of the Moorish influence on the city. Even to this day, you can see that just walking around, so that was really nice as well. And a mistake we did was not getting tickets to the Alhambra.
Yeah, we did get to visit the Alhambra. We didn't get to see the ticketed area, but it's definitely worth the trek. It's up on a hill, so just keep that in mind when you're planning your day. And yeah, I mean, definitely visit it because the architecture is quite fantastic, and there's even a hotel at the end that might be worth exploring.
A stay
in Granada.
Yes, and so tickets do sell out months in advance. Because this trip is kind of a go with the flow, we didn't really know when we'd be in town, so it was hard for me to try to get tickets. And tickets sell out maybe a month and a half to 2 months in advance, so book it. Friends have said that was a highlight of Granada for them, so we do kind of miss out on that, but if not, just walk around. It's still worth getting up there.
Yeah, so 3 quick days in Granada. We know we didn't get to see everything, but we felt we got a good taste of the city, and the food was great, which is close to our hearts.
And one other tip, try to stay in the city. We went during Easter weekend, so it was really hard, and we stayed in La Chana, which is a student district, and it's nice, but it really wasn't as accessible for a quick trip, so stay there in the city.
Agreed. So, now we're on to Seville.
See you there. Some other kid cried.